Today is Thursday, March 26, 2015. Some of my thoughts on what I've been reading today in reference to, one of the things that struck me the most was that Mike Pence, the governor of Indiana, a very conservative guy, was a conservative in the House, now is the governor. I think he was number 3 or 4 in the House before he left. Still talk about him possibly running for president if everyone else kicks each other's ass so much that, someone else has to come in. But he signed a law. They think it doesn't use the word gay in it, and it doesn't use homosexual or anything. But it's one of those new religious freedom laws, which allows basically people of religious persuasions to decide that they have a right to discriminate against someone else because of their fervent religious convictions. Now, again, it doesn't say the word gay in the word at all, in the bill at all. But everyone knows that's what it is. And there's a big religious group that meets at the convention center or whatever it is in Indianapolis every year or every other year. There's a big gaming convention that's there every year. Both of them have talked about getting out. One of the religious ones, or several religious faiths, have written letters to Mike Pence asking him not to do it. The reason why, and this is sort of the funny thing, he's going to say, but religious freedom, religious freedom, religious freedom. We can't have individuals who own businesses feel that they have to serve anyone who they have a moral objection to. And this could open up a huge can of worms. Some of the things I think I'd like to see, because remember a couple of years ago when that was going to happen in Arizona? And the NFL basically said, if you do that, we're not going to have the Super Bowl in Arizona. And I believe Jan Brewer pulled the bill or basically vetoed the bill. Now, I'm not quite sure if that's the only reason why and how much it was a part of the decision. But maybe the NFL could just basically say, we're not going to have any home games in Indianapolis. Play a little hardball with them. Maybe the Indiana Pacers, no exhibition games, in Indianapolis. Or for the NFL, I'm sorry, the Colts, that they couldn't have their exhibition games in Indianapolis. Some things that may be done. I don't know. It just seems like there isn't any really religious intolerance about this whole thing. It's basically allowing people to be intolerant themselves and to discriminate other people because of their race, creed, color, etc. And this has been held up in the courts for many, many years, that when you open up a business, you open up a business for everybody. And, you can't discriminate. So you can't discriminate a black. You can't discriminate against an East Asian. You can't discriminate against anyone else. You have to be fair to everybody. But it seems like Indiana has taken a turn on this thing. Now, the reason why this came up today, but I was thinking, when you look at the Republican Party and what they've advocated for since they have become the main party, in the House and Senate in January of 2015, and the fact that there are many state legislatures with their both House and Senate legislatures, and sometimes it's House, Senate, and governor who are all in the Republican Party, the number of bills that are coming out that aren't really geared to help people. They're really geared to hurt people. So you have a lot of restrictions on abortion. And, again, I always wonder what it is about men that they feel that they have to tell a woman what to do. The libertarian says, whatever people do in the privacy of their own home is their own business. What a woman does with her doctor, her pastor, her religious minister, whatever you want to say, that's her own business. The state shouldn't be involved. That's my opinion. But I don't know why these white Republicans, mostly men, feel that they have to tell a woman what she has to do. So we have, and there are quite a few restrictions, very draconian. There's one it's against the law if you have an abortion after 6 weeks or something like that. And some lady in the Ohio legislature spoke out today indicating that she had been raped and that she was impregnated and that she terminated that pregnancy. And she said, "Do not judge me." And that's what I'm trying to say. Why do white men tell women what they should do when something like that has happened? It's a very, very horrific violation of someone. I'd like to see what a man would say if he was violently raped by another man at some point in time. But that's not going to happen to them, so they're not going to bother with anything like that. And there's a lot of stuff on union restrictions. They don't want to allow people to make more money. They don't want to allow people to be able to bargain collectively. So that if you're mopping the floor in a hotel, you can't join a union because you're only making $7.25, and if you join a union, maybe you make $9.25. And after your union dues, you make $9 or $8.75. It's still a lot more money, or whatever the amount is. But no, you can't do that. You can't have someone representing you. All of these restrictions. But the thing is, what I look at is from our Republican brethren, where is the love? I think that was a song. That was Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway from back in the day. Where is the love? And this is going on in the House and Senate of the U.S. Congress, where they just passed, the House passed their budget, which cut back on Pell Grants, it cut back on Social Security, it cut back on Medicaid, it cut back on Medicare, it cut back on food stamps. It said it wasn't going to raise taxes on anybody, but it was going to increase the defense budget. Where's the love and all that? Where's the helping of our fellow brethren and all of that? They want to continue to repress to repress people, and only allow people that have money to continue to have money. And Social Security is very important to a lot of people. Pell Grants are very important to a lot of people. How many people were able to get through college 20, 30 years ago because the Pell Grant was enough to allow them to go to school, work some, and finish in an amount of time, where they either had to, as opposed to now, where you can't, the Pell Grants don't even pay the tuition, don't pay anything else over that, so all of a sudden you've got to work full time and you can barely go to school. And that's the way it is. And then I looked at the Progressive Caucus in the House, and they had their own budget. Of course, it didn't pass. A lot of Democrats didn't vote for it, but then some Democrats may not want to deal with that stuff in the next election. Maybe some of the things that they didn't want to deal with is that the Progressive Caucus talked about increasing the minimum wage, allowing unions to have greater opportunity to start unions and to be represented fairly, as opposed to all of the laws that are restricting unions right now. In terms of sick leave, that are allowed, that people can have sick leave as opposed to having to go into work because they need the money and they can't take the time off. In terms of increasing taxes on the rich, we could solve the Social Security problem very quickly if we would increase the cap. I believe the cap is $116,000, $118,000. So if you make over that amount, you don't get taxed on anything that you make over that amount. $113,000, $116,000, something like that. We could raise that up a little bit. That can be done. That would solve the Social Security problem right away. But our Republican friends, no, that hurts the job creators, when there is no job creators over there. And remember, the Progressive Caucus also wants to, increase the number of people who would be legally mandated to earn overtime. Right now it's like over, I don't know how much it is. It's pretty high, over 50,000 or something like that. And this would lower it down so that people no, it's only. If you make less than 24,000, I think that's what it is. If you make less than 24,000, then you can get overtime. But if you make more than 24,000, you're management and you don't get overtime. And I think that Obama is getting ready to put out an executive order. And as I've said before, Barry, go long. I think some of them were saying, some of the economists were saying that it really would help the economy if we did it all the way up to 51,000. Maybe some have said a little bit more. The Progressive Caucus also wants to, allow the Environmental Protection Agency to protect us, to protect the water, to protect the air, to protect the mining rights, not the mining rights, to protect whatever might come out of mine. Protect the miners, that would come under something else. To protect us from climate change, all of these types of things. And these things all need to be addressed. But the things that the Republicans are doing, especially now that they have the House and Senate in the Congress, and that they have the House and Senate and the governorship in many states, is that they're enacting laws that actually hurt people's ability, to live their life the way it should be lived. Well, I should say it like that. That hurts them, in terms of in terms of intolerance, in terms of safe and legal abortions. And I'd like to bring up one other thing. All of these people say, I'm going to stop abortion, I'm going to stop abortion. And of course, the vast majority of women who go to places like Planned Parenthood do not go there for abortion. They go there for pap smears. They go there for breast cancer screening. They go there for other cervical cancer screening. They go there for a whole host of women's medical issues that they don't have the money to do outside of some place like Planned Parenthood. And again, why is it that men want to do that to women? I just don't understand. So basically, we're seeing all of this stuff from our Republican brethren to hurt people, to keep people down, not to let them get up, to keep the rich going, and all this stuff on the Democratic side where we want to increase the minimum wage, we want to increase the availability to get into unions, we want to increase we want to allow people to have paid sick days, we want people to be able to get overtime pay, we want the Environmental Protection Agency to protect us, we want to protect ourselves from climate change, so we need to get involved in it now. And we can tax the rich. They're not going to hurt that much. I mean, the example would be, if you're making 200, let's say you're making 300,000. If you're going to pay a couple thousand more, it's not going to hurt you either way. And then the other thing about it is, a person who's making 300,000 has a much greater opportunity to make more money in their lifetime than a person who's only making 25, 40,000, something like that. I mean, that's the way some of these things are. But I just going, where is the love from our Republican brethren?